Good morning, sir. I am Shavya Reddy. So today my topic is about linear equalization. So firstly, I would like to explain about the introduction and fundamentals of equalization. The introduction to equalizers are intersymbol interfaces like ISI are caused by the multipaths in band limited uh, time dispersive channel distorts transmitted signals, causing a bit errors at the receivers. ISA has been recognized as a major obstacle to the high-speed data transfer over mobile and radio channels. So equalization is a technique used to combine intersymbol interfaces. So in broadband sense, the term equalization is used to describe any signal processing operation that minimizes the ISI. So in radio channels, a variety of processing operations that minimizes the ISI um, that minimizes the ISI is used to cancel interfaces while providing diversity. Since the mobile is fading channels in a random and time varying way, equalizers must track the time varying characteristics of mobile channels, and thus they are called as adaptive equalizers. The general operating modes of these adaptive equalizers include such as a training and tracking. First, a known fixed length training sequence is sent by the uh, transmitter so that the receiver's equalizers may average to a proper setting. The training sequence is typically a pseudo-random binary sequence or signal for a fixed or prescribed bit pattern. Immediately following this training sequence, the user data may not include coding bit. And this is how the training and tracking is explained. So the next topic is about generic adaptive equalizers. The adaptive equalizer is a time varying filter which must constantly be returned. The basic structure of an adaptive equalizer is shown in the below figure, and so the subscript k is used to denote the discrete time index, and which is introduced represent discrete time events. Both notations have this same meaning, and this is the diagram of a generic adaptive equalizer. So this is how it looks using the adaptive algorithm in between. And the next topic is about equalizers in a communication. Okay. Equalizers in a communication receivers. So equalizers demonstrated how a generic adaptive equalizer works and defined in a common notation for algorithm design and analysis. So here the equalizer fits into the wireless communication links. This is how we explain here. Um, so the here the received signal includes channel noise. Because the noise NB of T is present, and equalizer is unable to achieve perfect performances. Thus, there is always some residual ISI and small tracking errors. And noise makes equation hard to realize in practice. Therefore, the instantaneous combined frequency responses will not always be flat, resulting in some finite prediction errors. So here the prediction error of the equalizer is defined below. Mm, and then the time varying, and this is the diagram for equalization, a block diagram for equalization. It contains a modulator followed by a transmitter, then the radio channel, then the RF receiver front end, IF stage, followed by detector matched filter, and then equalizer, decision maker, and then followed by reconstructed message data. This is how the block diagram looks like. And there are equations for this. The time waveforms may be equivalently expressed as a sequence on n in the discrete domain. Using this notation, the equation may be expressed as d of n equals to x of n to g of n plus nb of n summation of H equivalent of N, and the below equation is about the prediction error. Okay, below equation is about the prediction error. Um, and about errors, it's like mean square error is one of the most important measures of how well an equalizer works, and it is the expected value or ensemble value of the squared prediction error, but time averaging can be used if E of n is ergodic. In practice, ergodicity is impossible to prove, and algorithms are developed and implemented using time averages instead of ensemble averages. This provides a highly effective and, in general, better equalizers provide smaller values of E of E, e mean of E of n, and minimizing the mean square error tends to reduce the bit error value or bit error rates. So the next topic is about survey of equalization techniques. So survey of equalization techniques consists of equalization techniques can be subdivided into two general categories, such as linear and nonlinear equalizations. These categories are determined from how the output of an adaptive equalizer is used for subsequent control of the equalizer. In general, the analog signal D of t is processed by the decision-making device in the receiver. Um, so, what the decision maker determines, decision maker determines the value of the digital data bit being received and applies a slicing or thresholding operation. So, in order to determine the value of d of t, if d of t is not used in the feedback path to adopt the equalizer, the equalization is linear. This is how the linear equalization is defined. On the other hand, if d of t is fed back to change the subsequent outputs of the equalizer, the equalization is said to be called as nonlinear. This is how linear and nonlinear equalizations are defined. Further, for each structure, there are numerous algorithms used to adapt the equalizer. The most common equalizer structure is a linear transversal equalizer. The linear transversal filter is made up of taped delayed lines. The linear transversal filter is made of taped delay lines with the taping spaced as a symbol period as Ts apart, as shown, assuming that the delay elements have unity gain and delay, such as T of s, which is considered as delay. The transfer function of a linear transversal equalizer can be written as a function of the delay operation, that is exponential of minus j omega of Ts. So, and let us look into the classification of equalizers. This is how the equalizers are classified. First comes the equalizer, which is subdivided into two types, that is linear and non-linear, where linear is furtherly divided into two types, that is transversal lattice, where transversal is zero forcing LMS, RLS, fast RLS, and square root of RLS, whereas lattice is called as gradient RLS. And the other type of equalizer, which is non-linear, which is subdivided into three types. Those are DFE, ML symbol detector, and MLSE, where DFE is divided into transversal and lattice, whereas ML symbol detector and MLSE are together combined as transversal channel EST. So this is how the classification of equalizers is done. So now let's move into the actual topic of linear equalizers. So this is the main important topic, linear equalizers. As linear equalizers can be implemented as an FIR filter, otherwise known as transversal filter. This type of equalizer is the simplest type available. In such an equalizer, the current and the past values of the received signal are linearly weighted by the filter coefficient and summed to produce the output. If the delays and the tap gains are analog, the continuous output of the equalizer is sampled at the symbol rate, and the samples are applied to the decision device. So the implementation is, however, carried out in the digital domain, where the samples of the received signal are stored in the shift register. That means um, the implementation is carried in digital domain, whereas samples is carried out in shift register. The output of the transversal filter before this decision making is denoted as in the below diagram. The linear equalization figure block diagram is shown below. That is all these are combined by a summation to produce an output from x of n to y of n. Um, so the linear equalization can also be implemented as the lattice filter. The input signal y of k is transformed into a set of n intermediate forward and backward error signals, such as f of k and b4 of k respectively, which are used as inputs to the tap multipliers and are used to calculate the updated coefficients. Each stage of the lattice is then characterized by the following recursive equations. The backward error signals are then used as inputs to the tap weights, and the outputs of the equalizer is given as b cap of k equals summation of cn of k and bn of k. The cn and bn is written in such a way that c suffix n and b suffix n. Here, the next topic is about lattice equalizer. A lattice equalizer is basically a term used instead of a linear equalizer. When linear equalizer can also be implemented as lattice filter, whose structure is shown, and the input signal y of k is transformed into the set of the n intermediate forward and backward error signals, fn of k and bn of k respectively, which are used as the inputs to the tap multipliers and are also used to calculate the updated coefficients. So each stage of the lattice is then characterized by the following figure, and there are like almost few advantages of lattice equalizer. The two main advantages of lattice equalizer is numerical stability and the faster convergence. Also, the unique structure of the lattice filter allows the dynamic assignment of the most effective length of the lattice equalizer. Hence, if the channel is not very time dissipative, uh, only a fraction of the stages are used, and when the channel becomes more time dissipative, the length of the equalizer can be increased by the algorithm without stepping the operation of the equalizers. The structure of a lattice equalizer, however, is more complicated than a linear transversal equalizer. So let us look into the figure of a lattice equalizer. This is how the figure of the lattice equalizer seem. The structure of lattice equalizer. And finally, there are certain advantages and disadvantages of a linear equalizer. The advantages are like optimal approximations of FIR channel once calculated could be feed the equalizer taps, and the disadvantages are they are heavy processing and they are non-adaptive. Since the adaptive linear equalizers are non-adaptive, so this is one of the disadvantage. So this is all about linear equalization, and thank you.